60 seconds.
Greetings. How many people will be playing? A single player. Thank you. Gameplay functions as follows. When you have located the correct answer to a question, buzz in to indicate your desire to answer. Then choose the button that corresponds to the correct answer. These buttons will act as your buzzers. The 4 symbol buttons will be used to choose your answer.
5, 4.
Now loading.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Welcome to Jack. I see none of your friends wanted to play this evening, so you figured you'd just get in touch with old Schmitty. Well, thanks. Makes me feel really important. You know, if you invested in another controller or two, you might have a few more friends. Kind of like having a pool in the backyard.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back well, I can't say welcome back to this yet, can I? But anyway, Surat here, and it's time to take on You Don't Know Jack Mach 2. So you've seen what we go through so far. We've hit this and that, and it looks pretty much like every other You Don't Know Jack game in existence. So those of you that have watched my You Don't Know Jack videos, you know where this is going. If you haven't, there's over 100 of them. Good luck with that. But anyway, onward.
1.
Notice we just kind of start out.
Relevant experience, talking butts. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Our pets episode means we're going to be asking all about kitty cats, puppy dogs, and apparently pet detectives, I guess. Imagine that Ace Ventura, pet detective, decides to retire because he is not a detective. Who would be least likely to replace him? Jim Rockford, Barnaby Jones, Perry Mason, or Joe Mannix?
Pretty sure Mason's a lawyer.
Perry Mason's a lawyer, not a detective. Although he might still be able to help pets anyway.
Could you describe, in your own words, what happened the night of May 20th?
So, after question 1 there, you've noticed some problems here. This is a disc. So yeah, and it's a fairly old disc. So yeah, get ready to hear some skipping and maybe some broken spots in places. Yeah, not much I can really do about that. I've tried disc doctoring this thing. Doesn't help much. But yeah, we don't get to choose anything much. This is like the least choice ever to begin episodes. But yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, let's keep going.
2.
The category's gonna be Portrait of the Artist as a Young Puppy. You get this one, you pocket $2,000 bucks. Here's the question. If your pet makes pet sounds, which of these will happen? Your pig will oink Ogden Nash poems. Your gerbil will squeak Beach Boys tunes. Your bird will chirp Richard Nixon speeches. Or your cat will meow Stephen King stories.
Pet sounds. I'm gonna say Beach Boys.
Pet Sounds is a very famous Beach Boys album. Hey, it could happen. My dog sounds like Bob Dylan.
Uh-huh.
3.
I'm calling this one
I'd actually
French
believe that.
Kissing in the Litter Box.
Yeah.
You get it right, you get 2K. So you know the old saying, the cat's got your tongue, right? Well, if the cat actually did get your tongue, which of these membranes would it have to cut through? The septum, the perineum, the frenum, or the scrotum?
Yeah, I should have to cut the septum.
No. Your septum might break if the cat's got your nose.
Well, it'd be a fast route to the tongue.
Well, that'll make an exciting story,
The
won't it?
frenum, then.
That gross little veiny thing right here, anything right here, that attaches your tongue to the bottom of your mouth is called your frenum. And that's exactly what you get when you let your cat play with the X-Acto knife.
So don't do that. ever.
This one's called Off the Wagon and Into the Doghouse. $3,000 for this one. Okay, now you know those dog food commercials where the tiny little chuck wagon rides like mad across the kitchen floor with the dog in hot pursuit? Yeah, sure you do. Well, get out your slide rule and tell me this. If a chuck wagon leaves the pantry traveling 1 foot per second and a dog going 4 feet per second leaves the pantry 6 seconds later, how long until the dog catches the wagon? 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 4 seconds? Seconds. That hungry pup would be all over that miniature wagon in 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Which just goes to show how unreal those commercials are. What with the chuck wagon always getting away? Oh, and not to mention the horses the size of ants? I mean, come on! Get ready, because you're gonna play a When Did Happen. Alright, I'm gonna show you an event, like this. Then I'm gonna list off 7 other events, like this one. All you gotta do for each one is tell me whether it happened before or after man first walked on the moon, or if it never happened at all. Buzz in when the correct answer is lit, you'll get $1,000. But be careful, if you buzz in when the incorrect answer is lit, you lose $1,000. Each time you're wrong. Alright, let's get this party rolling. The category for this When Did Happen is Sparky dug himself a 6-foot hole. Okay, now what would a pet episode be without a friendly, cheerful reminder that your cute little bundle of fur will one day kick the bucket? So, the main point for this one is, Stephen King's Pet Sematary hits the bookshelves. So tell me, did this sad event happen before Pet Sematary hit bookstores, after that, or did it never happen at all?
I guess it didn't happen yet. What? Huh. Well before. That would have been an interesting one to see.
Fun, huh? Let's see what happens. Nice job, my friend. Let's see how that affects the big picture. Well, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed that. Shall we get back to the game?
We shall.
6,
Coming at you. Walk softly and carry a big squeaky toy. How does $2,000 sound? All right, give me your best shot. If your dog is being housebroken on Roger Ebert's film reviews, to what newspaper do you subscribe? The Chicago Sun-Times, the New York Times, the Boston Globe, or the Washington Post?
Post.
Oh, TV may have made him famous, but I've always known my close personal friend Roger Ebert as a writer for the Chicago Sun-Times.
Close
But
personal
please,
friend.
people, don't be so heartless as to housebreak your pup on Benji's obituary. Have a little respect, please.
No.
7,
Up next, the vet has a side job at Bo Rick's. $2,000 for correct answer. Put it in gear, 'cause here we go. If your pet Mullet gets a mullet hairstyle, what will you have? A bird with a thin braided tail in back, a fish with short hair on top, long in back, a lizard with hair that's short all over, or a monkey with bangs falling over its eyes.
Well, if you didn't know one, you have to know the other, huh? Okay.
Lil Flipper is gonna get his hair cut short on the top and long in the back, just like a hockey player. Hey, and you can make it poof up with just a little bit of salmon mousse.
Ah.
8,
Here's a little something I call, Who Left Rusty Out in the Rain Again? I got $2,000, says you don't know this one. See if you can wrap your skull around this. If you were to breed Rin Tin Tin with a metallic canine, what would be the best name for the alloy puppy? Rin Steel Steel, Rin Brass Brass, Rin Pewter Pewter, or Rin Aluminum Aluminum?
Tin mixed. That'd be pewter, wouldn't it?
Hey, if you got a minute, take a look at this. Pewter is a mix of tin and other metals, like copper or lead.
Here, Ren Pewter, come on, boy. Look, I said, get the hell over here. All right, I'm getting a magnet.
Might help.
9,
Category is musician, free to good home. And this one's gonna be worth $2,000. Heads up, here it comes. In which of these bands did a stray member of the Stray Cats find a home? Dave Matthews Band, Ben Folds 5, the Brian Setzer Orchestra, or Big Bad Voodoo Daddy?
Stray Cats.
My close personal friend Brian Setzer, ex-frontman of the Stray Cats.
Took me a second.
And on his behalf, I'd like to say that all the rumors about neutering are not true. That lovely voice of his is au naturel.
I have my doubts.
This category is Don Corleone doesn't like Don Johnson. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Yes, always time for a little 80s trivia, wouldn't you
Well, what's
agree?
not
So
to
think
like
back to
about
the
Don
days of
Johnson?
Pastel suits and
Aside from
windblown hair,
everything.
because we're talking Miami Vice on this one. Imagine one of Sonny Crockett's enemies kills Crockett's pet and then sends it to him. What will Sonny most likely receive in the mail? Some tortoise shell glasses, a feather boa, a pair of alligator shoes, or a mink coat?
He had an alligator, didn't he?
Talk about your studs, huh? Sonny Crockett had a pet alligator, which turned out to be a better partner than Tubbs, because at least the alligator ate all the fishy bad guys with the mullet haircuts.
You call that... Come on, there was a cartoon pony.
Okay, get your helmets
that.
on. This one's a Coinkidink. Listen up, this is how we're gonna work this one. You're gonna see a bunch of different pairs that are in some way connected to one another. And I'm gonna throw a bunch of items in front of you that may or may not connect the two. Slap that buzzer when you think the item correctly joins the two. Every correct answer will get you $1,000. Just don't be slapping that buzzer all willy-nilly.
Can anybody say roadkill?
$1,000 every time you're wrong. Keeping an eye on all the correct answers is gonna give you a leg up in the bonus round. I like to call this Coinkidink hot and heavy petting. You got it? I hope
Ew.
so, 'cause we're rolling. Pugilist and full cut underpants. What do they got in common?
Boxers? Are we talking breeds of dog?
Where drugs are made and where rats are tested.
A lab? We were talking breeds of dog.
Bailiff on night court and the B in BS.
Bull. Good old Richard Bull. Ah! Darn it.
50 skirt and rhymes with noodle.
Poodle. Skort. Come on, Minnie doesn't even rhyme with noodle.
Bit of advice and R&B group Blake Sisters.
Pointer?
Sybil blank and the Lord is my blank.
Shepherd? The Lord is my schizophrenic.
Sexy voice, and hefty kid.
That would be a husky, but come on. The hefty kid could also be a bully, although he's more likely to be bullied.
All right, time for the bonus fun. What do all of the correct answers have in common? Are they all mascots for Playboy? Symptoms of rabies? Breeds of puppy dogs? You got it!
Not quite as
You get the
visually
bell phone.
alluring as the
Very
roadkill
respectable.
is.
Add that bonus and you're in good shape. Player one, you're a winner all around. How about that? Let's get out of here.
12,
The category's gonna be only parts of New York smell like a zoo. You get this one, you pocket $2,000.
All the
Let's
parts
see how you
above
handle this one.
ground.
Which pet would you expect to be overrunning New York City's Coney Island? Pussycats, alligators, rabbits,
Coney?
or turtles?
I'm guessing here.
Coney is a synonym of rabbit.
Really?
Yo, move your freaking cottontail!
Why, I ought to bust you and your twitchy little nose.
13,
I'm calling this one Beauty and the Bestiality. You get it right, you get $2K. Flex those fingers, here it comes. If you rent a porn movie starring Exotic, Russian Blue, Chartreux, and Havana Brown, what would the film's title most likely be? Doggy Style, Randy Rabbits, Cats in Heat, or Hung Like Horses?
Sounds like cat names.
Exotic, Russian Blue, Chartreux, and Havana Brown are all breeds of cats? Oh, you sick freak! Well, what are you going to do if you can't get your own diminutive feline animal?
They struggled so hard not to say that word, didn't they?
This one's called 9 Lives Are No Good If They're All Sterile. $1,000 at stake on this one. Put your head between your knees, because we're going down. If your vengeful pet were to neuter the game show host who ends all of his shows by reminding people to spay or neuter their pets, who'd suddenly be shooting blanks? Regis Philbin, Bob Barker, Richard Dawson, or Pat Sajak?
You know, according to the reports behind the scenes, this might not have been a bad idea to do anyway.
Mr. Bob Barker is the one who ends every episode of The Price is Right by reminding people to have their pets spayed and or neutered. Of course, your pet doesn't really have to seek its revenge through surgery. No, one well-placed bite ought to teach Bob a lesson.
No.
You've almost made it to the credits, but first, the attack. When you see two words that match, hit your buzzer. If you're right, you get $2,000 bucks. If you're wrong, you're losing $2,000. Oh, and one more thing to remember.
Remember the clue.
The two words that match have to fit this clue.
There's a little pet in everything. So don't be afraid if I start humping your leg. Good luck!
Covers the floor, carpet. Okay. Muppet. Whack-a-dibbit. Trumpet. Tea snack. Crumpet. Boy, this was a bad font choice for this type of game. Loose. Ah, darn it. I was too late. Limpet. Cute kid. There we go.
You've made me extremely happy. Let's look at your final score. That does it. Player one, I couldn't have done a better job myself because I wouldn't have played by myself. I would have found something else to do, you know? Now, but seriously, player one, and this isn't easy for me to say.
You don't know Jack!
Interesting.
The high school board first meeting winning. Congratulations on being the first to enter it. Please enter your name.
Oh, why not? S.
Excellent.
Hello, Mr. Smith? Yeah? About that kidney transplant you're waiting for. Now you can charge it because I've got a pre-approved credit card with your name on it.
Boy,
So anyway,
great. Sign me up.
this has been the Pets episode
makes it easy.
of
Simply
Let's Play
type in
You
a
Don't Know
name,
Jack
and the
Mod
telemarket
2.
prints out personal information about the people you're calling.
Interesting,
Hello,
interesting,
Mrs. Johnson?
interesting.
Yeah? I know you're going
So
through
anyway,
a painful
take care,
divorce.
folks.
Who is this?
And
I'll
nothing can
see
take your
you
mind off
next
a lousy,
time
cheating
for
husband
more of
like
this.
some beautiful
And
aluminum
as always,
siding.
Really?
enjoy the commercials.
Oh, go ahead. Do the whole house. The Telemarket 2000. Let us help you get your foot in the door before it's slammed in your face.
Here at Wackofson and Snurm, we're working for you. We understand that service is what creates customer loyalty, and we're willing to stand on our heads to keep you coming back. In fact, we'll stand on our heads, then do cartwheels. We'll juggle. We'll ride unicycles. We'll ride unicycles while twirling plates on the ends of sticks. Anything to show you that you're number one. We'll wear funny hats. We'll cover ourselves in your choice of delicious ice cream toppings and light our hair on fire. We'll hire you a band. We'll repaint your house. We'll introduce you to Mr. Robert De Niro. We'll have attractive young people of your sexual preference hand feed you grapes and fan you all
Wackofson and Snurm, totally committed to serving you.
Mr. Johnson's time travel elixir can take you to the future.
Me?
Yes, you.
Really?
How? Just add water and drink. Try it.
Okay. It, doesn't seem to be working.
Ah, but just wait a moment. Okay, now look at the clock.
Oh my God! It's a miracle! I'm living 2 seconds in the future! This stuff really works!
Mr. Johnson's time travel elixir. This stuff really works.
Wait! How will I survive here in this crazy future? With my simple old-fashioned ways, I'll be killed!
Psst, hey, listen to this. It's a recording from the planet Mars.
Hey, keep it down. I'm watching a game over here. Drink.
Women, dude. You can't live with them. You can't have sex without them.
Knees.
They bend.
You gotta love knees.
I have 2 of them.
And so should you. Brought to you by the Knee Council.
Psst, hey, listen to this. It's a recording from the planet Venus.
Oh my God, I'm having hot flashes again.
Do these pants make my butt look big? Let's go shopping.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm lonely. Are you? Call me. 1-800-HOT-BUTTS. Let's go out.
I was up for a night of hot woman on robot action. Well, I got what I wanted. Plus, at the end of the night, my robotic escort really put out.
Give me a call. 1-800-HOT-BUTTS. I'm waiting by the phone. Plus, at the end of the night, I really put out.
Everybody in assless chaps.
And now, once again, the St. Joseph's Historically Inaccurate Boys Choir.
Abraham Lincoln was a president, and a short president was he. He was only 33 inches tall and wore acid wash dungarees. Oh, he ate a lot of butter, which made him fat, so he tried to get really lean. He practiced for weeks doing the triple lutz and joined the U.S. figure skating team.
Do you like steak? Mm-hmm. Do you fancy yourself a conquistador?
Si.
Then come on down to Uncharted Steaks, the restaurant for today's modern explorer. We take only the finest steaks and hide them in the restaurant. It's your job to find these steaks and claim them in the name of taste. But beware, many dangers await you on your mission.
I took a blow dart in the neck, but it was worth it for that juicy steak.
An ornery king beheaded my husband, but hey, what a steak.
My daughter was eaten by a lion. I gotta tell you, that was a great steak.
So come on down to Uncharted Steaks and claim some steak in El Nombre de Gusto.
Derek Carling was a modern-day prodigy, adding flavor to a bland world.
Derek was able to hear a song just once and then hum it all day. You wouldn't even realize he was doing it. It was like he brought this invisible happiness to our home.
I don't like any kind of music. Classical, rock, jazz, you name it, I don't like it.
But Derek, somehow he made it all sound pleasant.
In a background music industry that demanded ubiquitous instrumental medleys, Derek Carling found success immediately.
Derek was a genius. I mean, no one could make shoppers shop longer or workers work harder.
At his height, you couldn't go anywhere without subconsciously hearing Derek's stuff.
Oh, he had groupies. Until
Derek's ego drove him into a nightmarish descent filled with booze and drugs.
He went from audio architect to audio autocrat in about the blink of an eye. He crashed and burned good.
Tonight, Derek Carling's 15 minutes of inharmonious infamy on Behind the Muzak.